how they transformed from ordinary women to extraordinary women. We have an instructor and a senior pranic healer with us. We have a corporate trainer. We have two psychologists, and we have a tarot reader and another person, our secret trump card. And and we are going to talk about how they transform their lives and how each one is a story, and you can take inspiration from each one of them. So over to you, Pragati.
Thank you, Devleena. And welcome everybody. We are back with our Wednesday lives. We are going to be going live at 7 instead of 8. And do log in. And if you want us to address a particular topic, let us know. So I'm going to be asking questions from each one. Our first speaker is Bhanumati. And my question to you is, what is your current profession? Devleena, introduce Bhanumati a little bit, please.
Yes, Bhanumati is an instructor and a senior pranic healer. She is an amazing woman. She is, I think she should actually tell what she's done. She has huge credentials. If I go on to saying all of it, I think it'll take the entire life, the time of the life. But I want Bhanumati to tell a little bit about her to all of you.
Bhanumati, you're on mute. Please unmute yourself.
Okay.
Yes.
Thank you, Devleena. Thank you, Pragati, for introducing me. Yes, as Devleena said, for the age I am now running 72 years. So naturally, I have to go through many things in the life. So I retired as a Senior Deputy Director General in the Ministry of Mines. And I was the first Indian lady to go to North Pole in the year 1976. I was initially a mountaineer and a geologist. And during my tenure, I met with a lot of accidents. But I continued my service very successfully. Why? Then, after my completion of my service also, I took into pranic healing. Why? Because I wanted to improve my health condition. Health means it is not only the physical health, it's mostly emotional and the mental health. Okay, so I just took it up. And then in that school, I come across with pranic psychotherapy. Now, I have learned about the pranic, counseling when I was living abroad. I did for a fun. It was a fun learning. I did this counseling, but not with any motive at that time. So when I took the pranic psychotherapy, I thought it is not only my life, I can help people as much as possible, not only doing the pranic healing, also by counseling. So since that time, I was very much willing to do some counseling. I got the opportunity to do only last year. But when I came to the school, I tell you, I was myself requiring a lots of counseling, because just a few months before that, I lost my husband in a sudden way. Not any ailing husband. So it was all a shattered person I was, to be frank. But really, I'm so happy. This counseling, I may be rushing to the class late. I may not be listening properly. I may not be half listening, but I try to take the note. Understand? I was not even knowing what I was doing. But once I started the different, counseling approaches, I started getting more interest instead of the theory. And really, each an approach, it really, and then when I don't read much, when I read much, I like interest. I'm very fond of reading, but I've not spent much in this counseling reading, to be frank. But still, whatever little time I could spend, I was able to use not only for self. Now you're seeing me such a smiling person, able to meet people, and able to do a lot of counseling, specifically in the last 8 months. With the pandemic corona, I am treating corona patients. Even today, I've done the morning and thing. They require more than the healing. They require a lot of counseling.
True,
So
true.
you
Bhanu,
can
I totally agree. I have had the pleasure of teaching Bhanumati and I've seen how she's evolved. And I love the way, apart from talking about your current profession, you've actually spoken about how you have used counseling skills. So now I would like to move on to you, Jyotika Sharma, and tell us what is your current profession.
Thank you.
Hi, good evening, everyone, and thank you, Karnash, for having me today. I am a freelance corporate trainer.
Yes. And what about you, Fuljuri? What is it that you do currently?
Good evening, everybody. First of all, it really feels like a celebrity being invited. Thank you, Pragati, Devlina, as well as Cornash, to be able to speak. Right now, I'm working with a school and teaching very weak children, children who are so-called labeled as perhaps with disability or with as gifted or whatever the name suggests. So helping them overcome their academic challenges.
Thank you, Fuljuri. How about you, Ananya? What is it that you are doing currently?
Thank you so much for having me over. So I am a RDCPT practitioner, a mental health professional. I was an ex-HR professional.
Thank you. And how about you, Meenakshi? What is it that you do currently?
Yeah, hello everybody. My name is Meenakshi Chitlangya and I'm teaching underprivileged school in Shri Shri Academy and in Garcha Road, Calcutta. Thank you.
Thank you for sharing. And what about you, Surbhi?
Hi everyone, good evening. Thank you for having me. It's lovely being here. I'm a tarot card reader professionally, and this also includes people coming with me with a lot of problems.
Okay. So thank you everyone for giving the nice brief introduction about yourself. Now what I want to ask you, in your journey, in your personal journey, tell us a little bit about your personal journey. And apart from that, how and why did you take up studying counseling skills with us at Cornash? I would invite Jyotika to go ahead and talk to us about it.
Okay, so I'm a freelance corporate trader, and counseling is something that comes to us very naturally because we very well understand that it is not the corporate association but a counselor mind that helps a trainee to discover their inner gems. This is what I used to believe, and I don't think so there's any wrong in it. However, until I enrolled myself for 3 months counseling course at Cornash, I realized that counseling is a very, very skilled, specific method or technique to understand one's mind. It requires one to be extremely compassionate personally, professionally, and also spiritually to understand where the person is coming from and how to help them to come out of their challenges. So I, as a person, always try to keep this in my mind that, it's a, like Devlina ma'am always says, and so as Pragati ma'am, that this is a psycho-spiritual journey. So I always keep that in my mind. And personally, I'm always in a self-counseling mode. And now I'm more awakened towards it now that I've tasted what counseling is, a bit of it. And personally, it is really helping me to deal with my inner demons in a more equipped way. And I am more compassionate and loving towards myself. And lastly, I feel that, counseling is a great tool to wear the empathy shoes very well. And, how well we can deal with others' minds, starting with ourselves first. And counseling is definitely a great journey to understand that, everybody is struggling, everybody is, in midst of a lot of challenges, and it's a great opportunity for the counselor himself or herself to evolve as a person. So that's it from my side. Thank you.
Thank you, Jyotika. That was really, really candid. It takes a lot to talk about our own transformational journey because, before we reach out to help another, we need to help ourselves. So thank you for speaking about it so candidly. So I invite you now, Fuljuri, to tell us, how is it, why did you take up counseling skills studies with us. You were doing your master's. So what was the specific purpose of taking up counseling skills study?
First of all, I was never near this, whatever Cornash course I took up. That is way back in 2007 and 8. But before that, when I was teaching computers to students or whenever I was interacting with adult people also, there was this constant need and craving in me to connect with people. Whether they were able to connect or not, I always felt that it feels so good and I'm able to, and I'm able to. So there was something, some starvation in me, something to reach out to. And then just that soul searching Cornash happened. I really didn't have to look for it. It was destined. I believe in destiny and it was destined because I felt that my soul searching was, I mean, it was very, very, that urge, that keenness was there. And then just a 2-line insertion I read in Statesman and Cornash happened. And life became such that it got divided like life before Cornash, life after Cornash. Okay. Now, if I come to this journey part, journey I would say is with Cornash, without Cornash. Why I say? Because this is not a journey where we just hop in and then we get down. I feel it should be a continuous journey. One more thing, after doing the course that really pushed me, or perhaps the others also, when I did the course, I was not technically quote unquote a student anymore. Okay, I was working, I already had a child, but I was out of my university and college. But Cornash really instilled again that ability to open the books, learn, reproduce, remember, read again, that formal way of training and learning. And you won't believe, after that, from 2009 to 10 till 2018, and even now, I have done almost 8 to 9 formal courses. So others may say, okay, full credit to you, this thing, but I feel the credit started when I first took up that course with Cornash. So this journey is about evolving, and this journey is continuous. It's a continuous process of learning. Now, coming to the course and how it has helped me throughout, not only in the work that I do. Before this, in a school, I was as a counselor. Now I am helping out children. I'm helping out parents. So at every step, somewhere or the other, whether it is the course with Cornash or whether it is my master's or with other course, somewhere there is an interdisciplinary thing that is helping us in our line of work. And let me tell the other trainees and the people who are watching on Facebook also, this thing in HR about psychology and other things. Forget about its popularity, think about its usefulness. Everywhere people are being employed who are having this background in training, in HR, in counseling, because it makes work easier. It makes, until and unless we connect with people, no matter how many industrial revolutions we have, no companies or factories or anything will run. So that's all. And I think my journey with Cornash is still continuing. That is why here I am today with all of you.
Thank you, Fulgari. Thank you. Now I invite Meenakshi to tell us, how and why did you take up studying counseling skills?
Oh my God, counseling. I never thought of it because counseling requires a lot of time remaining quiet. And I, a girl who can't even remain quiet for 2 minutes, how can she think of counseling? Till I fell in love with the Saturday classes conducted by Devlina ma'am and Pragati ma'am. The Saturday classes really instilled good esteem, self-value in me, and really brought my values up. And I really like the concept of both the teachers, that these hours are for you, but not the world. In these 2 hours, you have to just ponder and think about yourself, not the entire world. That is what I really like, because the whole day we are bothering about others, but in these 2 hours, we are just confined to self and really work on yourself. I really love the Saturday classes, and I really run forward to enjoy the Saturday classes. It brought me a new sense of hope, pride, and satisfaction in me, which really motivated me to be a good speaker and a leader. And I recently joined the 3 months course of Cornash, which I really enjoyed very much by Devlina and Pragati ma'am. It really helped me a lot. Like I learned a lot. Like you should not dish out advices, or you should be a good listener, etc. Which I really learned the qualities of the counseling and the counseling course. Not only should the qualities be implied in the counseling course, but also in your lives. I think.
True,
Thank you.
Meenakshi. Absolutely, thank you. So Ananya, tell us a little bit about how and why did you take up studying counseling skills?
Thank you, Pragati. So, see, as I said, I was an HR professional, and after I did my bachelor's in psychology, my career was as if it was all planned. So, while I was doing my bachelor's, I knew I'll be doing MBA. I'll work as an HR professional because my dad is a HR professional. So, it was all set. But after I joined the corporate world, and there was a part of my job where it involved me dealing with employees' grievances, or motivate or counsel and look into their performances. That's when I realized that I was good at, and also I got a lot of satisfaction when their problem got resolved and employees were much feeling better about doing their jobs. So that was when I realized that there's something in this particular role of the job which gives me a lot more satisfaction than the job itself. So in 2016 is when I tried to shift gears and I changed my entire career domain. And like Fuljuri said, for me as well, Cornash just happened out of the blue. I had no plan looking for it. I initially came to Cornash for a career counseling because I had an inclination that yes, I want to get into mental health profession and I want to go ahead in this line, but I wanted a career expert opinion on it. So I did a formal career counseling, and I know, as obvious, today I am a mental health professional. So I joined the 1-year diploma in counseling full time, and everybody in Cornash knows before me joining there and after I passed out, there's a huge change in my personality. And yes, since as I said, while I was helping people, while I was working as an HR professional, that's when I realized that if I could harness my skills better, then I could actually utilize it in the field that I really want to work.
Thank you, Ananya. And Surbi, tell us a little bit, how and why did you take up studying counseling skills?
So as I already said, I'm a tarot card reader, and in my profession, people come to me with various problems. So counseling is also something similar. People come for problems. So I thought that, if I do counseling, I will know my client better. I can deal with their problems better. I will be a better listener, maybe, interact with them in a better way. So I went for counseling, and that's how I came to know about Cornash, and I joined counseling. But my concept was completely different. It was very much professional, that I want to use it in my professional life. But when I joined, I saw how much help I needed. Rather than using it in my professional life, I also used it in my personal life. It has helped me a lot in my personal life.
Thank you, Surbi. Now I invite Bhanumati to tell us how and why did you take up studying counseling skills when you were already practicing as a pranic healer?
In pranic healing, we do, after our initial basic and advanced healing, we go for the pranic psychotherapy. In the pranic psychotherapy means dealing individuals stress, starting with stress, anxiety, relationship, even breaking marriage and other thing. And of course, we move to even alcoholism, addictions, any other thing. So gradually we go, and there we have been, guided to do counseling camp. First to do the psychotherapy, but because to give them a positive feeling about themselves, the patient, you need to counsel. So before counseling, we do the psychotherapy. We just do the psychotherapy and then we listen to them. Then what we do is we listen to the patient, we try to give them the counseling. Then I thought, no, we should do in a very proper, systematic manner. I've done something in a fun way, but that's not the way when you're dealing with a patient. Of course, that small exposure, what I had for a few months with Cornash, I wouldn't say it is a complete thing to go about with the counseling of all the patient. That's not our motive. Because for that, professional counselors are there, isn't it? Even clinical counselors, other count. But at least to the extent with which we do the pranic psychotherapy, if we counsel, so for example, now at the moment, people with the corona healing, more than the healing for them, the one somebody get the fear, the worry, the doubt.
Bhanu. So basically, I like what you are telling us, that you realize that, when you were counseling people as a pranic healer, you realized that it was nicer to pick up the skills of counseling before you did that. And I kind of really like it. If a lady like Bhanumati, who's actually headed the geological survey, felt no inhibition in coming out and training for a course, to all our viewers out there, I want you to remember that age is just a number, and however great your accolades are, frankly, she was the first woman, she has that. She still realized that there was potential for growth. So whatever is your core profession, if you keep continuing to develop, you will always be more effective than you were maybe a month back, a year back. So coming to all of you, Jyotika, I want to ask you, how did counseling help you personally? Yes, you did tell us a little bit. So is there a personal story that you want to share with us about how specifically did learning about counseling help you?
Pragati, I'll just butt in once.
Yes.
You can also tell us how it helped you professionally.
Yes.
Since we've already heard how it helped her personally, since she is a professional.
Mm-hmm.
And how did you implement it in your work, and how did it help you professionally, if you could tell us?
Well, you see, this course helped me to understand different categories of people and how they behave, what are their characteristic traits, and how intelligently we can deal with them. So, as a trainer, you always come across different kind of training. And obviously, all the five fingers are not alike. You always face a challenge at times. But counseling course has helped me to understand that if a specific kind of person is showing a specific kind of trait, now I have a solution to that. That how I can deal better with that person. And personally, since I'm always in a self-counseling mode, it is helping me to avoid unnecessary clashes or unexpected clashes or just the unpredictable things about life that we are not able to deal with. Suddenly, if we face like nobody thought of lockdown, nobody thought of coronavirus, how things will change completely. But this course is helping me to help myself evolve every day. Like every day, when I get up in the morning, I feel like I'm a different person. Because previous night before sleeping, I did some self counseling for myself and did some introspection. And next day, I get up with a hope that I'll be a better person than I was yesterday, personally and professionally. And professionally, I am able to understand my students and trainees much better. I understand where they're coming from and how should be my attitude. It should be genuine, more compassionate and empathetic, and it shouldn't be superficial because we all can very well catch the vibrations that we are emitting, and superficial vibrations, even we may not confess, but within we understand how fake the other person is. So it is always putting me in a self-alert mode. So this journey is quite interesting, and I hope to evolve more and more in this journey.
True. So, Fuljuri, tell us, how did it help you personally as well as professionally?
Professionally, so it is definitely a one-liner. That is, you back the job. Okay. And I felt the way I spoke at the interviews or the reason why I was there has got a direct bearing on the training given to me.
Mm-hmm. Great. So,
helped was when things are good at work, to some extent, your personal life will also be very peaceful. You will get to know why people behave in a certain way rather than thinking how they are behaving. Why is that nature of behavior there, behind it? So these are the small things in which the course, where it helps and how it helps. Today, when I really sat down, and started thinking, I thought if I start writing, it will never end. But every day, in small ways, unconsciously and consciously, it has almost become like breathing. It's a reflex, natural action, like O2 and CO2, O2 and CO2. So I don't know where something is starting and where something is ending after so many years. So, and it has really made life uh, smooth in all the ways. Consciously, also, when I'm trying to close my eyes and think why this is happening, why am I unable to go through this problem at work, elsewhere, how, somewhere or the other, I feel the solution is inside me. I need to verbalize. Or I'm not trying to look into the solution.
True.
Or am I not trying to focus? Or am I trying to brush the solution under the bed and the carpet? Then I need to take it out. Or who else is doing? I'm not judging, I'm not criticizing others, but somebody is behaving in a certain way and it is bothering me. Why? Uh, is it that I behaved in that way at some point of time and I disliked myself? So,
So
at
I really like that, Fuljuri, the way you've gone into the introspection mode and you actually are speaking so candidly, because a lot of times as professionals, we feel that we are holier than thou. We are completely sorted. You, the person in front of me, needs sorting. That's absolutely a myth. So, Devlina, now I want you to tell us any thoughts on how counseling skills helps us, or any thought that you want to put in at this juncture.
Firstly, I am flattered. I must say that, because see, I didn't want you all to tell me how great the course is and all of that, but you went ahead, and it's actually very overwhelming and very flattering. Thank you all. But basically, we wanted to ask you how how counseling skills, implementing the skills, help you in your personal life or professional life. So don't embarrass me anymore, and please stick to counseling skills. Another thing, a disclaimer that I want to put right now before we go ahead with the program is, see, Cornash provides the stepping stone. We just provide a foundation to this vast subject called counseling. Now, there's a popular myth amongst everybody, especially in the third world countries, that everybody knows how to counsel. And for counseling, you don't need any professional systematic studies like any other profession. There are a lot of people at home in our households, you will see, who are very good with medicine. You have a stomach ache, you have a headache, you have any kind of slightly sluggish, feverish, whatever, and you go to that person, and that person tells you you can pop a paracetamol or pop a pill and you'll be fine, and it works. So we say that that person has a medical eye, but we don't call them doctors. So the same thing with counseling skills or any other uh, helping profession. We must be properly trained. Professionally trained counselors, for a person to become professionally trained counselor, it takes years of studies. However, in Cornash, we have a mission, and the mission is, we want one woman from every household to train as train in counseling skills, so that they can be the front persons, so that people who are suffering in silence at least can know that this person in the family has studied counseling skills. Maybe I can open up to her.
Actually, it's a very pertinent point that you've brought to everybody's notice. Counseling skills is essentially about becoming a good listener. So imagine if just one person, the biggest takeaway when we talk about it as a stepping stone is that, are you a good listener? With one good listener, the family can get anchored in such a person. So Ananya, on to you. How has this journey helped you personally?
Yes. So, as both of you have very rightly put, it's a journey within. So, when I first enrolled for the course, I realized that counseling skills as empathy, genuineness, and active listening skills, or asking the relevant open-ended questions, these are some of the few among many such skills which we have learned in Cornish, which I have carried on even till date. And it's relevant both personally and professionally for me. Personally, because many a times I have gone through a lot of changes. I've shifted cities, stayed alone for a couple of years, which has its own added challenges. Away from family, you get a lot of loneliness feelings, yeah, and all those moment I realized that if I can self counsel myself, understand where the pain is coming from or what is going inside me, then my actual source of money, I can work at it and I can get over it and not get hankered with completely and not swayed by it. So the counseling skills are taught us to be more compassionate towards both self and others. So when in professionally, when I now use those skills, I have seen a lot of times, even if in the first couple of two sessions when people come, they want immediate solution and they're always in a mode of sharing than listening to their what is the problem, are they contributing to their problem or not. So when they also realize through my skills, when they feel heard enough, connected and comforted by these skills which I use professionally, they tend to open up more and actually listen when I am sharing them certain skills or advice uh, in the form of the open-ended questions, which they only come up with the solutions. They also realize that, okay, I may be contributing to a problem. So in all these ways, I feel the counseling skills which we have learned in this year course, it's a lifelong thing, it's a journey within, and it's being used every day. So I have immensely been benefited both personally and professionally, no doubt about it, and I would use it. Thank you so much.
Thank you, Ananya. Now over to you, Devleena. So I would want you to take it forward from here.
Thank you so much, each one of you, for coming today and speaking so candidly about how your journey has been. Like I said at the beginning, that each one of us is a unique story, and you never know when we speak out whom we are inspiring. So when you today, people who are listening to you, people who will be listening to you over a period of time, you may be doing a wonderful job of inspiring someone to take up that first step. So with that, we wind up today's live with an announcement that this Saturday at 12, like every other Saturday, we have the weekly personal development sessions. So this is a 90 minutes webinar, and the topic this Saturday is how to deal with personal insecurities, how to overcome them. Yes, so that is what we will be talking about. So all those interested, please register beforehand by Friday. Thank you and good night.
Bye-bye.
Thank you
Good
so
night,
much.
everyone.
Thank you,
Thank you all
everybody.
panelists.
Good night.
Thank you. Thank
Bye-bye.
you.
Thank you. Thank you